Have you ever gotten up in the morning and felt like your legs just didn't want to hold you up? Or maybe you've had those nights when leg cramps wake you up from sleep, leaving you sore and restless. Most people think it's just part of aging. But what if I told you, that's not entirely true? What you're feeling could be something deeper, a condition called senile atrophy, or what doctors now recognize as muscle loss after age 60. It happens slowly, almost silently. One day your knees are a little stiff, the next you have to hold on to furniture just to keep your balance. But here's the good news, you can stop muscle loss right now. You don't need a gym membership or expensive pills. What you really need is probably already in your kitchen. Today, we'll explore 9 powerful foods that can naturally prevent muscle loss, restore strength, and even reverse muscle loss due to aging. These are the best foods for seniors, simple, nutritious, and backed by science. So if you are wondering how to build muscle after 60, stay tuned to the end of the video. This may be the most important senior nutrition video you will watch this year. Let me tell you about Harold, a 72-year-old retired mailman from Ohio. For months, he struggled just to get out of his favorite armchair. His legs felt weak, his balance was lacking, and there were nights when he couldn't sleep because of the pain in his calves. He thought, like many people, maybe this is just old age. But then his daughter, a nurse, suggested a small change, adding a protein-rich snack before bed, just Greek yogurt. Nothing fancy. A few weeks later, Harold noticed something: fewer cramps, deeper sleep, and more energy walking to the mailbox. He wasn't just surviving, he was moving again. That's the beauty of knowing how to build muscle after 60. Even the little habits matter. 9 These simple snacks have become one of the best foods for seniors like him, and a silent solution to muscle atrophy in seniors. Before going to the main part of the video, if you feel your body is getting weaker and dizzy for the past year, press number 1. If you only see a slight change in your body, press number 2 so we know your health status, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. 1. Brown rice, a simple rice dish that helps maintain muscle in old age. You might think of brown rice as just a more luxurious version of the white rice we grew up eating, but it's so much more than that. This humble grain is packed with complex carbohydrates, magnesium, and B vitamins, all of which quietly support your body's strength and energy levels. And that's important when you're looking to build muscle after 60. For people like us, staying active isn't just about getting moving, it's about having the fuel to keep moving. Brown rice provides slow, steady energy that keeps you balanced and steady throughout the day, and even as you wind down in the evening. Unlike white rice, which burns up quickly, brown rice helps keep your blood sugar stable, which can help reduce leg cramps and fatigue at night. So here's a simple tip: swap your evening white rice for brown rice, especially at dinner. A small portion with veggies or lean protein can do wonders before bed, giving your body what it needs to recover while you sleep. It's a subtle but effective way to naturally prevent muscle loss. But just a word of caution: if you're not used to eating brown rice, go slow. Start with a half-and-half mix or soak it a little longer to soften the texture. And be careful with flavored, packaged versions, they're often loaded with sodium or sugar. When it comes to fighting muscle loss in older adults, sometimes it's the most ordinary foods that make the biggest difference. And brown rice is one of those unsung heroes. 2. Quinoa, small grain, big power for weak legs. When Edna, a 68-year-old grandmother from Missouri, started feeling wobbly on her morning walks, she didn't think food would make much of a difference. "It's just age," she sighed. But when her neighbor mentioned quinoa, she gave it a try, mostly out of curiosity. 3 weeks later, Edna was no longer holding on to the railing. So what makes quinoa so special? This little seed is a complete plant protein, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids that your body needs but can't produce on its own. For seniors, that's a big deal. As we age, our muscles don't repair themselves as easily. That's why knowing how to build muscle after 60 isn't just about lifting weights, it's about what's on your plate. For anyone concerned about muscle loss as they age, quinoa is a gentle, daily defense. It helps restore muscle strength without overloading your digestive system. Even better, eat it for dinner. A warm bowl of quinoa in the evening, perhaps with steamed vegetables or grilled chicken, gives your body steady energy and protein to power through the night, when your muscles naturally rebuild. Just one caveat, watch your portion sizes. Half a cup cooked is plenty for most seniors, especially those watching their blood sugar. And rinse before cooking. Quinoa develops a bitter outer layer if not rinsed properly. In the end, Edna doesn't change her life, just her dinner. And her legs? They take her a little further every day. 3. Walnuts, small seeds, big power. You might think of walnuts as just a topping for oatmeal or something you put on banana bread. But for people over 60, these little nuts can play a huge role in rebuilding muscle and maintaining strength. What makes walnuts special? They're rich in plant-based omega-3s, which are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. Inflammation is a silent thief as we age. It sneaks up on us, causing joint pain and slowly sapping our muscle strength. That's why walnuts are one of the top anti-inflammatory foods for seniors. Carl, 68, often woke up with stiff knees and sore thighs after gardening. His doctor suggested adding a handful of walnuts to his evening routine. Not only did it help ease the nighttime aches, but over time, Carl said he felt lighter and less stiff in the mornings. It was a small change, but that's often how progress begins. If you're looking to build muscle after 60, timing is important. Eating a few walnuts as an evening snack, perhaps with some cottage cheese or a slice of banana, can help support overnight muscle recovery, especially when your body is fasting while you sleep. These are truly muscle-building foods when you need them most. Just a little note, walnuts are high in calories, so a small handful, about 7 halves, is enough. Too many can upset your stomach or affect your sleep if you're sensitive. In short, walnuts are more than just a nut. They're an unsung ally, crunchy, comforting, and perfect for your nighttime routine. 4. Blueberries. These tiny fruits help muscles recover silently. When Ellen, 68, started adding a handful of blueberries to her evening yogurt, she wasn't thinking about her muscles. She just liked the taste. But a few weeks later, something changed. Her knees didn't hurt as much when she stood up. Her legs felt a little steadier. And for the first time in months, she slept through the night without waking up with nagging leg cramps. What she didn't know at the time was that blueberries are packed with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that help protect the body from aging. These little berries are packed with vitamin C, fiber, and even potassium, nutrients that help restore muscle strength and reduce inflammation after long days. For seniors trying to rebuild and preserve muscle, especially those dealing with age-related muscle atrophy, blueberries are an unsung ally. They help the body recover, especially after age 60, when muscles no longer recover as well as they used to. For the best benefits, enjoy them in the evening, stirred into cottage cheese, sprinkled over oatmeal, or blended into a light smoothie. The antioxidants work while you sleep, helping you wake up healthier and more refreshed. Please note, if you are taking blood thinners or closely monitoring your blood sugar, limit your serving size to about 1/2 to 1 cup per day and always choose unsweetened fresh or frozen berries to avoid added sugar. Blueberries are not only a delicious treat, but also one of the best ways to learn how to build muscle after 60, naturally, gently and deliciously. 5. Flax seeds, tiny but mighty. When Margaret turned 68, she began to notice something strange. Her knees would stiffen when she got out of bed, and after an afternoon walk, her thighs would ache for hours. "Maybe I'm just getting old," she sighed. But her neighbor, a spry 75-year-old gardener, smiled and handed her a small bag of flaxseed. "Try this before bed," she said. "It'll help me get my legs back." Flax seeds may be small, but they're packed with omega-3 fatty acids, plant protein, and fiber, all of which are essential for aging muscles. What makes them special is their ability to fight underlying inflammation. They're one of the best anti-inflammatory foods for seniors, working silently to protect joints and aid healing. For those with age-related muscle atrophy, flax seeds can help prevent natural muscle loss by reducing swelling in the muscles and aiding overnight protein repair. Plus, they're a gentle way to keep your digestive system moving, something we all need a little help with after age 60. The best time to enjoy flax seeds is in the evening. Just 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flax seeds mixed with yogurt, oatmeal, or a warm glass of milk before bed can provide steady nutrition throughout the night, when your muscles need it most to recover. A quick tip: use ground flax seeds, not whole flax seeds. The body cannot absorb the nutrients from whole seeds properly and they pass right through. Keep them in the fridge to keep them fresh and use them slowly to avoid any tummy troubles. This little seed can be the gentle nudge to keep your muscles strong, 1 spoonful at a time. 6. Cottage cheese, a simple snack to help your feet recover while you sleep. When it comes to pre-bedtime foods for muscle recovery, few things are as gentle and effective as a bowl of cottage cheese. You might not think much of it, it's soft, light, and easily overlooked on the grocery shelf. But behind that simple exterior lies a slow-digesting source of protein called casein. For seniors, this is more important than ever. As we age, our muscles don't recover as easily overnight. That's why cottage cheese, with its gentle, steady release of protein, is so helpful. It nourishes your muscles while you sleep, not just when you're awake. If you're wondering how to build muscle after 60, this little habit can go a long way. A small bowl in the evening, perhaps mixed with a handful of blueberries or sprinkled with walnuts, can help prevent muscle loss naturally. You may not feel the change overnight, but within a few weeks, many seniors report waking up with less aches and pains, better balance, and more strength when they get out of bed. Just a word of caution: choose unsweetened. Some flavored versions are loaded with added sugar, which can spike your blood sugar at night and negate the benefits. And if you're watching your salt intake, look for low-sodium options. Simple, light, effective, the cottage cheese is unobtrusive, yet it quietly does its job while you rest. It's a small bowl with big results. 7. Greek yogurt, the silent companion that helps keep your feet steady. When Margaret turned 68, she began to notice that her legs were shaking as she walked up the front steps of her home. A former teacher, she had always been active, but lately, she felt her energy fading. Her doctor didn't recommend medication. Instead, he gave her a grocery list. And right at the top of the list: Greek yogurt. This creamy, sour snack is not only delicious, but it's also one of the best protein foods for seniors. A small cup can pack in up to 20 grams of protein, and what makes it special is the type of protein it contains: casein, a slow-digesting protein that releases nutrients gently over hours. That's why it's perfect for seniors over 60 who want to feed their muscles while they sleep. For people like Margaret, Greek yogurt before bed becomes an unsung hero. It helps rebuild muscle, reduces nighttime leg cramps, and makes her mornings less stiff. It's actually one of those simple foods that helps rebuild muscle while the body rests. To maximize the benefits, enjoy a small serving about an hour before bed, either plain or with a few chopped blueberries and walnuts for an extra boost of nutrients. Quick note: choose plain, unflavored yogurts. Some flavored yogurts are loaded with sugar, which can spike your blood sugar and cause inflammation. If you're watching your dairy intake, start small and see how your body reacts. Greek yogurt may not seem like much, but for seniors over 60, this nightly trick can help keep your feet healthier for years to come. 8. Fatty fish, a dish that helps the body speak up strongly again. When George turned 68, he noticed something troubling. Even after a full night's sleep, his legs felt like lead. Simple tasks like getting out of bed or climbing stairs required more effort than ever. That's when his doctor gently suggested a change, not in his medication, but in his dinner. He started adding fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, or mackerel, 2 to 3 nights a week. Just grill or steam it, lightly season it, and pair it with steamed veggies. Nothing complicated. What George didn't realize at first was that these fish are packed with omega-3 omega-3 fatty acids, which are some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods for seniors. They help restore muscle strength by reducing swelling in the joints and improving the way the body uses protein. This means that not only will George feel less stiff in the morning, but his muscles will actually start to repair themselves instead of breaking down. Eating fatty fish at night was key. While you sleep, your body is working hard to heal. Feeding your body the right nutrients at the right times, especially those rich in omega-3s and high-quality protein, made a difference he could feel. A word of caution: avoid fried fish or canned fish that are high in salt. Too much sodium can lead to bloating and discomfort, especially overnight. Stick to grilled or baked fish, and keep portions to the size of the palm of your hand. For seniors looking to reverse age-related muscle loss, this isn't just food, it's fuel for strength, balance, and independence. One delicious fillet at a time. 9. Lean protein, the silent companion that helps your legs regain strength after age 60. Mr. Raymond, a 68-year-old man living with his wife in Florida, complained that he felt thinner every morning when I woke up. His steps down the stairs began to slow, and sometimes he had to stop mid-step because his legs were shaking. It wasn't until his doctor recommended lean protein, a simple yet effective source of high-protein foods for the elderly, that he really paid attention to the power of what he ate. Lean protein, like chicken breast, lean beef, salmon, eggs, is not only delicious, it's also the building block of muscle. For young people, this happens naturally. But after 60, the body needs a little kick to kickstart the recovery process, and lean protein is just that. In the evening, if you choose a light meal of boiled eggs, a few slices of lean chicken, or a small piece of steamed fish, you are providing building materials for your muscles throughout the night. That is why lean protein is considered one of the best bedtime foods for muscle repair. However, remember, avoid processed meats such as sausages and luncheon meats. They contain a lot of salt and preservatives, which are not good for the blood pressure and kidneys of older people. If you've ever wondered what muscle recovery foods are both friendly and effective, lean protein is the answer. A little change to your dinner tonight can help you get up and running tomorrow morning. Sometimes the biggest changes come from the smallest habits. For years, you may have thought that muscle loss was just a natural part of aging, something you just had to accept. But the truth is, you can prevent muscle loss right now with something as simple as what you eat before bed. A small bowl of cottage cheese, a slice of grilled chicken, a handful of walnuts, these aren't just foods. They're silent helpers, working all night to restore your strength while you sleep. You don't need to change your entire lifestyle. You don't need fancy supplements or a gym membership. What you need is consistency. A little protein, a little intention, and a little love for your body. Because learning how to stay strong as you age isn't about doing more, it's about doing less. What is important? And your body is always listening, always responding, even when you're 60, 70, or beyond. So tonight, when you sit down to your evening snack, remember, you're not just eating, you're investing in your balance, your energy, and your freedom. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. And share it with a friend who might need a little encouragement. You are not too old. Nor too late. And power isn't something you lose, it's something you can rebuild. Take it one bite at a time. Take it one night at a time.